And obviously he's had a great time in the NRL and one of the best players over there, but very much in that Robbie Farah mould that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Kind of the controlling influence on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and they have played him a bit as a sort of half, haven't they?
Or as a sort of 13, and actually in that game, in that England game that was re-shown on our league at the weekend, surprise, surprise, Sean O'Loughlin got injured in the first test. So in the second test,
Sean O'Loughlin got injured.
When we were falling, well, he is in his late 30s now. When we were falling sort of behind a bit to some of the power and pace that New Zealand had to offer, and we had to come up with something different to kind of tire them out. Clark came on, great impact running, but Hodgson stayed on, went to 13, so we had a passing 13 then, so we could spread the play wider. It meant we could have Williams show his running game off, then Lomax off the back of that, and all of a sudden, that left edge looked like a golden edge, the kind of edge that I love to see. So yeah, you're right, Hodgson's a good shout.
There we go. I think we've mentioned pretty much everyone there.
Everyone of much. And some other players will get mentioned in the quiz now. So, right, the quiz is kind of in 3 sections. First section, I've got a question each for both of you, separate, to kind of get you off and going. Then the second section is a guess how many section, so you can both make guesses, and whoever's guess is most closest to being correct wins. And if you make the same guess, so be it. You both get a point if you're right. Then the last section will be a chance for you guys to sort of buzz in. So what we'll do for the last questions is you'll say your name, and whoever I hear say their name first gives me the answer. But if you're wrong, you lose a point. If you're right, you gain a point. How's that sound?
Okie doke.
Right, so we'll start in alphabetically, so we'll start with Sarah. And your question relates to Hull FC.
Okay.
So, put these 3 overseas hookers in order, starting with the player who played the fewest games for Hull FC, moving up to the player who made the most games for Hull FC in the Super League era, and the stats are according to our wonderful friends at the Rugby League Project. So the 3 players to talk about in surname alphabetical order are Sean Berrigan, Aaron Jeremiah, and Richard Swain. So I want you to tell me from least to most. Order those 3.
Least to most. Berrigan, Swain, Jeremiah.
No. Jeremiah played 70, Berrigan played 74, and Swain played 94. Yeah, interesting. I mean, Jeremiah then went on to have a long career at Widnes, didn't he? So I suppose.
Yeah, I just felt like he had played a lot of matches for us, coming on the bench and stuff.
Everyone, I suppose the other 2 kind of ended their time here with you, whereas Jeremiah went on, so he lingered in the memory. But no, unfortunately, not. Swain played 94 times. That's quite a big career. Okay, so Tim, now is your chance with a Hull KR question. According to the Rugby League Project, 7 different players were named as starting hooker for Hull KR during the 2019 season, and I need you to name at least 4 of those 7 players.
Matt Parcell.
We have 1.
Sean Lunt.
We have 2.
Ches the Kitten.
No. No, he's not.
Oh.
So you're done for, unfortunately. Danny Addy.
Yeah.
What's his... Chris Atkin.
Right, yeah.
George Lawler.
Never would have got that.
Tommy Lee. George Lawler, who, by the way, is the longest serving player at Hull KR.
Because he's been there 2.5 years.
Tommy Lee. And then finally, Joel Tompkins was named at starting hooker for 1 game that season.
Yeah, blooming hell.
Unbelievable stuff. Right, okay. So the next 3 questions, you both get a guess at. I'll I was going to pick with whoever was trailing, but neither of you are trailing. So we're going to start just with Sarah can go first. So how many times has Cameron Smith been named the Dally M Hooker of the Year? So picked in the Team of the Year as the best hooker in the NRL. How many times for Cameron Smith?
5.
Sarah starts with 5. Tim, you can go with 5 if you think that's correct, or you can choose a different number. Closest will get the point.
I'm going to say 9.
Tim is closest. It's 8. 2006, 2008, 2011, 12, 13, 16, 17 and 19. So 8 times Cam Smith has been the Dally M Hooker of the Year. Okay. So Tim's ahead, so Sarah can go first still. How many different starting hookers have there... In fact, Sarah, I'll give you the choice. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Right, okay. So Tim, how many different starting hookers have there been in the 22 Super League Grand Finals so far? So how many different hookers have been named as the starting hooker in those games?
$28.
So Tim goes in with 28. Sarah, you can if you think 28's right, or if you want to give a number that is one way or the other of 28, you can do so. So in 22 Grand Finals, how many different starting hookers have there been?
So that's 44 teams, isn't it?
Yep. Well, mostly St Helens, Wigan, Bradford,
yeah, but still.
Leeds. Yeah, 44 opportunities for different hookers to be named, yeah.
But as you say, it has been predominantly the same teams. Two. I'm going to go for 30.
You went the wrong way. It's 19.
Wow.
So Tim wins the point again.
Hang on a minute.
Look there, but Tim wins the point. Go on, Sarah. Did you want to challenge the my decision? Oh, you've dropped off, Sarah.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
I'm thinking.
Well, the next question might help you in your thinking. Do you want to go first or second on the next question, Sarah?
I'm going to go second because I'm still thinking.
Okay, so Kieran Cunningham has started more Super League Grand Finals than any other hooker, but how many did he start?
5.
So Tim's gone 5. I actually gave away the answer earlier in the episode, Sarah, so you can pick a different number if you like, and see where we get to with this.
Is it 4?
No, it's 8.
You said 4
I
earlier.
said that he won his first 4 and lost his last 4. Oh, I hope Peter's teaching the kids the maths.
You just said 4. You didn't say anything about losing and winning.
I definitely made a big point about him losing his last 4 because that was the whole point of bringing it up.
I heard, actually.
It was the whole point of bringing it up.
I think I only heard you say the number 4.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, so he played 8. So when you think about it, that starts to give you a bit of a picture, doesn't it, as to why there's only been 19. Then when I say Diskin did 4, Lowe's did 4, Roby's done more than 4, Sam Powell's done 3, I think. And you start to get a picture of, oh, right, yeah. Mickey Hyam did 2 for Warrington.
Yeah, I confused myself.
Right, well, you've got a chance to come back into it, and now it is sort of fastest finger first, but beware, if you get it wrong, you lose a point, and the other person gets an opportunity to pick up the pieces and rob that point as well. So, interesting. So whoever's name I hear first will be the person who gets to give the first answer to these next questions. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is all to play for. So, question 1. Which dummy half came off the bench to win a Grand Final Man of the Match award in 2011?
Tim.
Go on, Tim.
Rob Burrow.
It is Rob Burrow. It is Rob Burrow. Right, so Sarah, you need Tim to get all of these wrong, or you to get all of them right to get back into this one. 2 overseas hookers have been named in the Super League Dream Team. Robbie McCormack in 1998 for Wigan. Who was the second in 2017? Anyone want to answer? Two overseas hookers have been named in the Super League Dream Team. Robbie McCormack in 1998 for Wigan. And who was the second in 2017? Come on, Sarah. Do either of you want to have a guess?
Well, no, I've only got a guess, and I don't want to risk it. You see.
Well, I'm going to have to just call it a draw on that one, then, aren't I? Who was your guess, Tim?
Parcell.
It was Parcell. You don't get any points. Right. Which player, most renowned for being a halfback, won Man of the Match for Australia as their starting hooker in the 1995 World Cup final? I shouldn't have put so much jeopardy on this, should I? No one wants to give me an answer. I'll give you a clue, Sarah. We have talked about him already, not that long ago in the show.
Tim.
Go on, Tim.
Joey Johns.
Oh, it is. Well, we're playing for pride now, Sarah.
I've given up with pride.
Oh, right. Who is the only hooker to have started a Super League Grand Final for 2 different sides?
Tim.
Go on, Tim.
Jimmy Lowes.
Oh, he loses a point. Down to -4. Sarah, if you get this, you still can't catch him, but still. I'll give you a clue, and I don't know if that'll still help you, but in total he played for 4 Grand Finals. He lost them all. He played 1 for the first team, and that was the first Grand Final in 1998, and then he played 3 others for his hometown team.
You've just given me way too much information there. I've not got my notebook. I normally scribble all these things down. So he played 4.
He played in 4 he played in the first one, and then he played 3 others for another team. And we've talked about him quite a lot, actually.
Was it Terry Newton?
It was Terry Newton. You're off the mark. Okay. Now, final question. Which hooker has the most Super League Dream Team appearances?
Sarah.
Go on, Sarah.
James Roby.
Oh, Sarah, you're back to 0. It's not James Roby. They should have done, by the way. This is ridiculous, because he's the best hooker of Super League, but obviously not to everyone's taste. Tim, do you have an answer?
No.
No, it's Kieran Cunningham.
Do you know, he was my first thought, and then I thought, no, don't be daft.
Sarah, what have I told you about overthinking things, Sarah? Sarah McKenzie. Oh, and look, I had a tiebreaker as well. I had how many did he play, and that would have been the tiebreaker, but we did